Were you ever a member of, or did you ever serve in, help or otherwise participate in a guerrilla group?
No.
What is a guerrilla group?
A group who uses weapons to attack the government.
Were you ever involved in any way with forcing or trying to force someone to have any kind of sexual contact or relations?
No, officer.
What is forcing for sexual contact or relations?
To touch someone's body when they don't want it.
Have you ever failed to support your dependents or to pay alimony?
No.
Define dependent.
Someone who relies on another person.
Have you ever made any misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit in the United States?
No.
What is public benefit?
Government programs that provide assistance to the public.
Have you ever received a suspended sentence, been placed on probation, or been paroled?
No, never.
What is probation?
To report to an officer on a regular basis instead of a jail time.
Are removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings, including administratively closed proceedings, currently pending against you?
No.
Do you know the meaning of pending?
Waiting to happen.
Are you a male who lived in the United States at any time between your 18th and 26th birthdays?
No.
What is selective service?
Services in armed forces under law.
Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer for any reason?
No.
What does detained mean?
Held in the custody by police.
If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States?
Yes, of course.
What does bear arms mean?
To own or use a gun.
Have you ever been removed, excluded, or deported from the United States?
No.
What does it mean to deport?
To force a person to leave a country.
Have you ever been placed in an alternative sentencing or a rehabilitative program? For example, diversion, deferred prosecution, withheld adjudication, deferred adjudication.
No.
What is rehabilitative program?
A program to help someone to restore health.
Were you ever involved in any way with genocide?
No, officer.
Do you know what genocide is?
To kill a whole race.
Have you ever been convicted of a crime or offense?
No, officer.
What does it mean to be convicted?
To be found guilty of a crime.
If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction?
Yes, of course.
What is work of national importance?
Tasks that are important to a nation.
Were you ever a member of, or did you ever serve in, help or otherwise participate in a vigilante unit?
No, officer.
What is a vigilante unit?
A group of people who acts like the police, but are not the police.
Did you ever sell, give or provide weapons to any person, or help another person to sell, give or provide weapons to any person?
No.
What is weapon?
Like a knife or gun.
Have you ever deserted from the U.S. Armed Forces?
No.
Define deserted.
To abandon.
Have you ever been placed in removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings?
No.
What is deportation proceedings?
Process of removing a person.
Do you now have, or did you ever have a hereditary title or an order of nobility in any foreign country?
No.
Please define hereditary title.
A royal title such as prince or princess.
Have you ever been a prostitute or procured anyone for prostitution?
No.
What does it mean to procure?
To find someone to do physical relation.
Have you ever applied for any kind of exemption for military service in the U.S. Armed Forces?
No.
What is an exemption?
Special permission for not doing something.
Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen in writing or any other way?
No.
What does claim to be a U.S. citizen mean?
To state you are a U.S. citizen.
Have you ever served in the U.S. Armed Forces?
No.
What does U.S. Armed Forces mean?
U.S. military, Navy, Air Force.
Have you ever married someone in order to obtain an immigration benefit?
No.
What does it mean to obtain?
To get something.
Have you ever sold or smuggled controlled substances, illegal drugs, or narcotics?
No.
What is illegal drugs or narcotics?
Like heroin or cocaine.
Were you ever involved in any way with not letting someone practice his or her religion?
No.
What does practice mean?
Way of doing.
Were you ever involved in any way with genocide?
No, officer.
What is genocide?
To kill a whole race.
Were you ever a worker, volunteer, or soldier, or did you otherwise ever serve in detention facility?
No.
Define detention facility.
A place where people are forced to stay.
Did you ever receive any type of military, paramilitary, or weapons training?
No, never.
What does weapons training mean?
To learn how to use a gun.
If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand what civilian direction means?
A direction from a person who is not in the military.
Have you ever helped anyone to enter or try to enter the United States illegally?
No.
Define illegal.
Any act which is forbidden by law.
Have you ever advocated, either directly or indirectly, the overthrow of any government by force or violence?
No.
What does it mean to advocate?
To support.
Have you ever advocated, either directly or indirectly, the overthrow of any government by force or violence?
No, officer.
Please define overthrow of any government.
To remove a government from power.
Have you ever failed to support your dependents or to pay alimony?
No.
What is alimony?
It is financial support.
Are you currently a member of the U.S. Armed Forces?
No.
Have you ever been a member of, or in any way associated, either directly or indirectly, with a terrorist organization?
No, never.
What is a terrorist organization?
An organization that uses violence against people.
Do you owe any overdue federal, state, or local taxes?
No.
What does owe mean?
To have a debt.
Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or been confined to a mental institution?
No.
Do you know what legally incompetent means?
Can't make any decision as per law because of mental problem.
Have you ever voted in any federal, state, or local election in the United States?
No.
Do you know what vote means?
To elect new leaders.
Were you ever a member of, or did you ever serve in, help or otherwise participate in a self-defense unit?
No.
What is a self-defense unit?
A unit that protects itself against any attack without others' help.
Were you ever a part of any group, or did you ever help any group, unit, or organization that used a weapon against any person or threatened to do so?
No, officer.
What does weapon mean?
Like a knife or gun.
Were you ever a worker, volunteer, or soldier, or did you otherwise ever serve in labor camp?
No.
What is labor camp?
A place where people are forced to work.